can assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bring in all the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage. Come on, enjoy the taste. Hurry up, don't come and last. You know we love it, the sacred stage.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. I'm one of 3 hosts today, Christian Cortez, joined virtually by...
I'm Michael Zapsik, and sitting quite literally next to me, the
Between
lovely
us.
and talented
Julia Zapsik.
Zapsik. Yay!
Yay!
Live, and I guess the secret stash is in our hearts, and we're wearing it on our sleeves.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of traveling back and forth. So we
Hold on,
we
I'm
had
just
to
moving
do-
us up.
You don't have to move it up. We're good.
Well, there we are.
Okay.
Well, I have to move me up. How about that?
Yeah,
There you go.
we had to go remote today, but
Yeah.
we miss everybody. So yeah, but we
'Cause
got a little.
There's my boy.
Yes, we got
That's
some.
my homie.
Oh,
Yeah, we got some stuff going on that was like, this was... I can't really say what's going on yet with me, but it's cool things. But it definitely called for a remote show today. But I'm always happy to be here. I'm always happy to be in the presence of the Zapsiks and Doc, the best dog ever.
Doc's a great boy.
Yeah, but before we jump into it, I know that there's actually a crazy announcement that I wanted to make for the people. That I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually a new mascot for Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. Introducing Mickey Mouse as the new stash mascot.
That's awesome.
hello, everybody.
That is so freaking perfect.
That's
And-
awesome.
And this is a quote. He actually said, "Fuck the suits." It's confirmed. He actually said it. He's our new mascot. He's in. Disney can't do shit about it, which I love.
That's right.
Steamboat, fuck the suits. There you go.
Steamboat, fuck the suits. Yes. Oh man. Yeah, I know Steamboat Willie. Yeah, shut up. It's Mickey Mouse. We all know who it is. But I love that because for those who are not in the know, Mickey Mouse has been returned into the public domain, or at least this iteration of him.
Yeah.
And this is an amazing thing because now it means that the steady flow of things going back into the public domain resumes. Because Disney for years had been fighting against this.
Mhm.
They were being super mega dickwad suits by ruining the public domain. So now things are slowly returning back to normal. And amongst the other things that have been added to the public domain, Peter Pan. So Muppets, jump on that adaptation. I'd watch that. I'd watch it.
Really?
A Muppet Peter Pan? Yes.
Muppet Peter Pan would be cool. I mean, hey, there's a lot of literary works that are going into it, a lot of musical contributions. But I think that it's awesome. It's a system that I think allows more creativity from its artists. Like a lot of ideas, without even realizing it, come from the public domain. There are wonderful public domain characters out there that anybody can write and contribute towards. Technically, the biggest cinematic universe in the universe is public domain characters like Frankenstein and all those kind of characters.
Actually, the Night of the Living Dead universe.
There you go.
Public domain.
Night of the Living Dead is one of the most notorious public domain movies because it's huge, but they didn't do their copyright properly. So it's since fallen into the public domain.
No
which is why-
due diligence.
Is there like a database, or if I were an aspiring artist and I wanted to know what was in the public domain so I could use that, how would I go about
I
finding
think
that out?
Wikipedia has a very comprehensive.
Wikipedia has a very comprehensive list, but so does our government. We have a I think there's a site that is actually dedicated towards cataloging works that go into it exclusively.
Which is weird because you would not think that the government would be good at anything, really.
Yeah, I know.
Political, but the government sucks.
I get it. Listen, I agree.
They're suits, but they're like bureaucratic suits, which is even worse. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's and Engelbert Humperdinck. Really, that's kind of horrible. I would really rather not see. Although, oh yeah, whatever.
That's pretty damn bad. That's even for you, Engelbert. Come on, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be the savage timekeeper tonight, because the other thing.
Yeah, we are on a time.
Remote, yeah, we're gonna do a truncated version of Live from the Secret Stash tonight. To give Christian a chance to prep for his thing tomorrow, which
he's got a thing, so we're not talking.
And then just before we forget, and when we sign off, we're taking a 2-week hiatus after this, because next week Michael and I will be on vacation.
Nice.
Or a 1-week hiatus. I guess it's a 1 week.
Well,
hiatus.
we're gonna try to get back. Well, let's see how flights and stuff go.
Oh yeah.
So we might be delayed. So we're just gonna give you time out for 2 weeks, folks.
Yeah.
Mike has to be in bed in 30 minutes. You're not entirely wrong.
You know what, Engelbert?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're not too far behind me, buddy.
That's right.
Thank God. My bad, buddy.
So we're sticking to a kind of a strict half-hour show today, which we're going to try to. Let's watch. This ends in 45 minutes, because of course it will.
But we totally want to talk, or I do. I don't know. Christian, you probably don't want to talk about it. Probably so tired and bored right now, you don't even want to go into it. But I want to talk about Christian's Christmas special, which I was so excited when Michael figured out how to put it up on the big screen.
Yes.
And
put it up on
I was able to watch it. I was like
texting
Christian. He's probably like, stop it. Like pictures of me watching it on the big screen. But for anyone who hasn't had a chance to see it, Christian, it's on his Arcade Productions YouTube channel. And it was, I can't tell you how much I loved it. I really, really can't tell you how much I loved it. It was so delightful. Yeah.
Thank you so much. To give a little bit of context for people who haven't seen it or have yet to tune in, every couple of years or so I decide to challenge myself in terms of making a Christmas special in an X amount of time. Last time I did it, I had a whole month, whereas this time I had 3 weeks. and I realized that that's insane. So I just really committed to the bit of like, let's go fucking make this. Let's actually, like, the second it popped into my head, there's no turning back. We're going to do it. Now, the easier thing was that I had already came up with the characters of Banjo and Buckshot a little while ago. I just never done anything with them. But then I was like, okay, how do I quickly get something together? Oh, I'm like, those guys, what are they up to for Christmas? So I wrote a quick script in 2 days, and then called literally all of the homies to be in it. And Michael was amongst one of the homies. Michael plays one of my favorite characters, Sheriff Sonny Justice, and he did the character Justice.
Thank you.
Oh man,
it was really funny. We were talking before we went on, and Julia didn't know which character was mine.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, because she's like, which one were you?
I mean, like I said, intellectually, I knew that was supposed to be his character, but he did such a great job voicing the character. It didn't sound, until I went through, I said to him, until I went through and watched it again with my eyes closed, listening, like I could hear Michael in it then, but just watching it, it was like he was an actor. He was portraying a character, and it wasn't just Michael talking, with a cartoon character, or an animated character in the background. So I thought that was really cool. But I was telling Christian before too, I try not to be super judgmental, but I am judgmental when I watch film about pacing and transition. And I just, like, one of the things that delighted me most was after I watched it, I was like, wow, there wasn't one moment in that film that I thought that the pacing wasn't just perfect and that the transition didn't, was like flawless. Like, it just, everything made so much sense. And the other thing I didn't say before we broke to go live, Christian, was one of the other things that I really loved is I also am a big fan of dialogue. And I was so impressed by your self-control and your thoughtfulness, because there was, every character said exactly what they had to say, no more, no less. Yeah. And everything was communicated perfectly. So, and that I think is really hard. And there was some low-hanging fruit that you could have taken shots at.
I could have, but like, 'tis the season. Like, that was one of the things where it was like, I have to remember that this is a Christmas special, and if this was any other thing, it would probably not be as kind. Although Banjo and Buckshot, the characters themselves, very much would be. Like, that's the one thing I love about these guys, is that despite everything that they do wrong, it's for the right reasons. Like, that's the whole thing of the special.
Yeah.
Buckshot wanted to make sure that he got his brother the best Christmas gift ever, and he did. He just robbed a museum to do it. I love ridiculous scenarios like that. Like, that to me is fun, but like also making it work in the context of a relatively cohesive story is always fun. As I know you're not necessarily super into the statement, Mike, but it reigns true. I take my silliness very seriously.
Damn straight. I get you. No, I'm
oh, it was the stupidity one that you didn't like.
Yeah, stupidity is not. Silliness is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Silliness is serious business for arcade productions.
You are far from stupid. That's the whole thing.
Well, I very much appreciate that.
Let's look at Engelbert's last 3 or 4 comments, because I don't understand them.
I think he's calling me a whore, actually, which is sweet, you know.
Oh no, he's not calling. He's calling his own girl that.
I think you should get slapped around.
Only because that Brit couldn't believe it was Mike at first either. And to be quite fair, when I heard Mike deliver the lines, I didn't know it was Mike either. Like, it was that good in person. And I recorded right in front of you, and I was like, "Who is that?"
I was gonna say, Chris, I'm much too basic for that appellation. You know, yeah, not that interesting, but you know, thanks for the
shout out.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out. So take it.
I will say that Jay Boyd is leading towards also one of my favorite sequences in the whole thing, and it is the museum heist of the Ecto-1.
Yeah, that was very fun.
Yeah. I gotta give credit where credit is due. That scene is 100% funnier because of Engelbert Humperdinck. It read one way on the page, and Chris was like, "I'm gonna give you like 3 different versions of this," and I was like, "All right, cool." And then he gives me back this ridiculously long monologue about like what he's gonna do in the event of like why he doesn't want to help this woman. And then I was listening to it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to time what Buckshot is doing to what Engelbert is saying, because it is so funny." And it plays out excellently. It's one of my favorite like classic kind of gags throughout the entirety of the thing. Because I also love the context is that they're on the 2nd floor, and outside of that scene, it's like, did Buckshot just drive that car out of the building and land it and drive it away? And I'm just like, whatever you picture in your head is correct. However that scene plays out in your head after that car is stolen, yes.
Because it's awesome. He goes from like trying to break the window with a crowbar to shooting the lock off to like what a rocket launcher is like. Rocket
launcher.
That was amazing.
Also threw in the Wilhelm scream because I had to. Like, it was perfect there. Which now I haven't had one complaint yet. So
no. And he wants a Curtis spinoff. Engelbert does, and I challenge I challenge Engelbert to just, you should go outside your house and right to the trailer next door. He's living right there.
I will say
that trailer,
but
I don't think a Curtis spinoff could work, only because the joke of Curtis is that he only comes along and says one thing, and that's it. And it's always, "I got you." This is the most we'll ever hear of Curtis, but he's the bestest black friend that they ever had. And I got to give another shout out to Charles Rivera and John Rivera, who also were in this special along with you guys.
Amazing.
And they killed it. Recording with them was some of the most fun I had, aside from recording with you. Like the recording process, like making the actual video portion of it, the film, was very, very difficult and very time consuming, but it made it so worth it because I knew it was in support of a very great voice cast. Everybody brought their A game, and Charles and John were no substitutes. Like they absolutely brought it. And it's just so funny because their characters are kind of small in the retrospective things, but huge in the grand scheme, because Charles plays the narrator who gets run over in the first 5 minutes because we don't need a fucking narrator. And then he also plays the officer who's offended at the thought of happy holidays and not Merry Christmas.
Oh, yes.
That's just offensive. And then John was playing your deputy, Deputy Leonard, who also is one of my favorite characters because his country dumb is just so fun to portray and hear. And he did it so well that I was just like, I believe your stupidity. I believe you actually thought about it.
And we're gonna play off each other. We're gonna record at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, that's the goal. Like anytime now, like moving forward, I'm like, okay, I need to get certain people in the room together, and this is it. But luckily, the people that I had recruited to be in similar scenes with each other were people that already knew of each other. So when you were acting opposite John, you guys, without even thinking about it, had a connection because we have been on each other's shows and worked together. Like it's all there. And then another great dynamic, not necessarily because they're closer, but because they're already great friends. It was Chris voicing the security guard, and then Jay Boyd coming in voicing the annoying tourist that's bothering him. Which I love that Jay, knowing what Jay looks like, voices that cute little valley girl that sounds like that. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like that would make the cast in this was. That's the only reason why I think it's like so great. Is like it's one thing for it to like look away, but everybody brought their A game to it because they were like, yeah, this is gonna look super cool with the context given of like Mr. Downtown and a couple other little projects. But like I'm very proud of the final product. Like when it finally rendered, aside from sleeping for 4 days straight, I was very, very proud of it. I mean, is there changes I would make in retrospect? Yeah, but a lot of that was definitely because of time. Like I just didn't have the time to do like certain things. But
that's always in hindsight, of course.
Yeah,
you see where a joke lands, and you're like, okay, that's I could have gone for like a millisecond more and gotten a few more. But hey, it's yeah.
No, Jay, I'm not saying that. I'm never insult that. You're not a cute valley girl. Come on, man. And then one of my favorite parts as well was having my buddy Eli. Eli is someone I met in film school, and we have always collaborated on projects together as writing stuff. Me and Eli work well with absurd comedy. Like we always will bounce each other back and forth about like just ridiculous concepts that shouldn't work, but sometimes we will make work. And then when I told him, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this, he was so gung-ho that it was so great. And then at the 0 hour, I was like, yo, we're gonna do a musical number. He was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I am not. It's gonna be about wanting the Ecto-1 because it's gonna be directly ridiculous because it's gonna propel the audience right into the story. Like you already know it's a song, but you don't know what it's about because you already know that he's singing kind of about what he wants in terms of a Christmas gift, but then it's undercut by just, oh, I want this ridiculously unobtainable thing. Like, no. And then Buckshoff then runs off now knowing what he gets his brother for Christmas. And guess what? I can confirm that January 20th, that song will be out on Spotify and iTunes. So if you guys want it, it'll be out there for
awesome.
For people if they want it. Yeah, so there you go. Eli is your Scott Mosier. Yeah, that's pretty damn close. That's pretty close. Yeah, he is almost like my Scott Mosier. That's kind of cool. Now, I don't think Eli is going to go off and direct a Grinch movie yet, but when he does, I think he'll call me because I have some ideas. Engelbert wants to know, did you eat paint chips growing up?
I don't know. Did you?
Did you, Mike? You tell me.
I did not. I ate potato chips, but not. Sorry, buddy. No.
Nah, I ate potato chips, but that line it still is one of my favorite like cutaway jokes. Did you eat paint chips, boy? Cut back to the scene, just not even talk about it. I love it, and it is probably true that Leonard did probably eat paint chips as a child. But yeah, not everything about it just came together in the right way. Like it, I'm so proud of it. I'm actually going to see if Matt and Connor want to watch it on the big screen over at Smart.
Oh, that
I gotta see if it plays on a big screen.
Oh, if you guys do that, will you let us know?
Absolutely, that'd probably be like a Monday or a Tuesday. Any day the Smodcastle is not open, we'd probably do it.
I bet you could charge people tickets.
I probably could if Ernie was in it.
Oh wow!
I'd be like, yeah, I want to show my Christmas special. He'll be like, all right, dope. Just one question: where was I?
Busy. You were busy.
You were busy.
You were doing stuff. You were not in my movie.
Hey, if y'all want a screening of I almost said Jay and Silent Bob because the new movie is on my mind. But if you want a screening of Banjo and Buckshot, shit, let me know. We'll make it happen. But yeah, no, I'm very proud of Banjo and Buckshot. I'm so glad to hear that you guys loved it so much, because to be quite honest, I was ready for you, Jules, to not like it. I figured that it wasn't gonna. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like I was ready for, because I know that I enjoy a particular level of humor that I didn't know if you did as well, and now to know that like it gels even more so than I thought is so great.
It does,
because now I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna share with Jules all of my stupid ideas. You're stuck now.
Awesome.
As I make full eye contact with the camera, we're stuck.
Okay. All right. You all heard it. You're all my witnesses.
You all heard it. It's just time travel I won't ever bother you with. I know. Someone had said it earlier, and I was like, you know what? I should probably acknowledge that.
Yes.
If anything, let me know in the comments if you've watched it. What were some of your favorite moments when watching it? Because I will say I loved reading your text. Like when you were texting me, and it was like, I knew that it was like they liked it, but then they were like, no, wait, like this is why. Like it was so cool. So thank you guys so much.
I'm a man of very few words, so I was like, love you, Christian, and it was fantastic, and it was a lot of fun to hang with you and do that stuff. And next time, give me more direction. I love direction.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna call upon now anytime I do voice work.
Excellent.
And I think that'll apply. Like if I'm working on like a Nickelodeon show, I'll be like, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, these voices suck. I need you.
You're coming out to me, buddy. That's right. I'm not flying out. Well, I might fly out to Cali for a little bit.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. All right, it's getting to the 23-minute mark.
It is.
Mike, do you think it's time for top 3?
It's top 3 this week. So
that intro lies. It is top 3. Mike, what do you got today?
You didn't hear me yelling in the background.
I did not.
Every time it said top 5, I said 3. Top 5, 3.
3.
Top 5,
3.
Right.
Top 3.
Here we go. This is the Wolverine variant cover, which is amazing, of Captain America #5. And this is sort of a retelling almost of the origin of Steve Rogers and where he grew up. So back in the Depression, poor little Steve Rogers got thrown out of his apartment building after his mom died, and he had to make his way as a 16-year-old with no moolah.
Is Bucky in there?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
He ain't got no Bucky. Not yet.
Okay. So this is almost like a what if scenario.
Well, sort of, but it's Steve as he's growing up.
Okay.
And he's in the midst of the Depression, not his, but the actual Depression. I'm sure he was his mom died. He was a little sad. I don't know.
Yeah.
If depressed.
Depression during depression. We get it.
Yeah. So, but he finds out that there's a Bundes society. I don't know if you know any history majors out there. The Germans, the German Americans, they were the Bunds were German Americans who supported Hitler and Nazism. So they tried to get a foothold in here. They used to have rallies at Madison Square Garden.
I've seen that picture, and it is haunting.
It is so scary that it almost got a foothold over here.
Very much so, especially considering that Madison Square Garden photo, it was a sold-out crowd.
It was huge, but they gave free stuff away. That's what it was. And free shit in the middle of, hey, I don't even
depression.
Know if I can feed my kids tomorrow. Yeah.
I don't know what's like. That's almost even more evil,
Yeah. Well, yeah. But people have been doing that since there were two people to do it.
Yeah. But continue. My apologies. I just
it's really cool, and it's got them. They say, "Holy crap! This Steve Rogers he's a threat to us." So they're going after him.
So they target him.
Yeah, this is back in the 30s. We know it's going to turn out okay.
Yeah,
we know that Steve can do that all day. So
now let me ask you this, because these are the type of stories that I kind of have concerns about a little bit, where it's like, all right, I know we're doing a retelling of early Steve Rogers' life, and we already know the direction it's going in. It's kind of like the issue that I have with the Black Widow movie. It's like, all right, we already know what's going to happen to her, so I don't really get this story.
Right.
Do you kind of feel the same way about certain comic book origins and stories, where it's like,
yes and no, because they do revamp stuff. Like there was a time when Stephen Rogers, he was the son of a diplomat in Maryland. He grew up. His brother died at Pearl Harbor, and so that's why he joined the army and volunteered to be, the super soldier serum trials. And turns out that was all just bullshit. It was made up, and it was one guy trying to be, hey, let's be evocative, let's do something new, and I'm gonna tell this new origin where Cap wasn't in New York, he was in Maryland, and it's nah. Then they went back and they're like, no, that really sucked. So we're gonna revamp it, and here's the twist I'm gonna throw in there. And it turned out that in case Steve Rogers was ever captured by the Nazis and tortured, he gave them a false backstory.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's having these memories because somebody tried to tap into his mind. And
whoa, like almost like the failsafe kicked in.
Exactly, like the Manchurian Candidate kind of thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, and he's like, holy crap. And, this was Roger Stern and John Burns' run on Cap. It was 10 issues? 10 issue run. It was phenomenal. This is where Cap beats the shit out of Baron Strucker.
Dope.
Which is great. Yeah. Because he got this thing called the Satan Claw. And
I'm sorry, when you automatically have something that is called the Satan Claw, you just win at the fight.
Yeah, show the Satan Claw with the the fucking claws coming out.
Hands up, I'm done. I'm going home.
Look, I fix myself. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm only highlighting this comment before you move on, just because it's great. Need therapy? Want to reflect on your life choices? Come on down to the Junkyard for a special screening / self-help session. Let's get land philosophical.
That's awesome, Kyle. I'm gonna have fun kicking your ass at trivia.
All right, next.
Okay, yeah. Number. These are mostly Marvel. This is Beware the Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
prequel. We were just talking about Planet of the Apes last week, Christian, if you
remember.
We
were.
So it's before Charlton Heston lands on the Planet of the Apes. Hello, Ed Weird.
Ooh, that's cool.
So this is Zira and Cornelius, and they're hanging out making monkey shines, if you know what I mean.
Nice.
And Dr. Zaius is in this. And did you know that Dr. Zaius was he was Samantha Stevens' father on Bewitched?
Are you serious?
Maurice.
Whoa.
Maurice Evans. And you're going to love this. He was also the puzzler in Batman 60s.
Oh my God.
That was Maurice Evans.
That's so cool. I love stuff like that because with Planet of the Apes, especially the original film, is one of those, well, not only an amazing classic of a movie, it's one of those where not just in conjunction with the makeup, those performers got lost in those roles. Like, you know that there are famous people under those masks, but you kind of don't care. And I think that that's almost, if not cooler, than having them actually be there.
Well,
it's
that's like I'm sorry, I was going to say it's like Judge Dredd, when we actually had Carl Urban as Judge Dredd with the helmet on, and
fully immersed,
fucking helmet off, and you're like, that is because Stallone, when he was Dredd, he's like, the stuff itchy, and no, the helmet stayed on for Judge Dredd. It's almost like the Mandalorian. You never removed your helmet, and you never let it be removed by an enemy, or else you're not a Mandalorian anymore. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Stallone's like, give me this fucking thing off my head. What off there?
Whack. That's why Carl Urban is the GOAT.
Yeah, he is. And
played a great Bones.
Best. And he love that man.
And number 3?
Oh, number 3. Here we go. Number 3 is Fall of the House of X.
Ooh, we have talked about this a little bit before.
We did. I think I told you all that in the X books, they've been having some problems with a little organization known as Orchis. Mm-hmm. Orchis is a humans-only group, even though they've got a lot of mutants. It's basically they're the suits. They're the suits of the Marvel universe. They're the pieces of shit that want to stifle creativity, want to make sure that nobody is awesome.
Remember, kids, Mickey Mouse said it himself. Fuck the suits.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck the suits.
That was better than mine, so that was good. I'm glad you cracked yourself up, Christian.
No, I wasn't prepared for you and I to do it almost at the same time. That's what got me.
All right,
not me laughing at myself. I'm not that much of an egomaniac. Go.
All right. So here we go. So this is Cyclops is put on trial at The Hague. Is it The Hague? He's before the World Tribunal in Paris, the same place where this is full circle and such a great little piece of Marvel comic history, where Magneto was put on trial for crimes against humanity and ultimately found not guilty.
Oh shit!
So very cool. And so they're putting Cyclops on trial, and he's pretty much like, "Fuck all y'all." He says, "Fuck you."
I love it.
They sewed his eyes shut, so he can't use his power.
Oh, fucking hell.
I know. It's adamantium like thread under on his eyes. It's gross. Yeah.
That's and that is gross as hell, but I do love like little tiny details like that, where it's like adamantium sewing and using that to fucking shield his eyes. Like that, to me, I love tiny little details like that, but it makes sense in the context of like, that's how you hold that motherfucker in. Mm-hmm. That's wild and awful, but I love how he's just like, fuck you. Like, that's dope.
And you would have had your other two, but you got screwed, right?
Yeah. DC Comics decided not to send their shit until Tuesday. Oh, because Christmas was last week, and so was New Year's. Oh, we can't work.
I want you to keep that voice in your catalog of voices so that next time I call upon you, we're going to use that for something. I don't know what it's going to be.
That's so funny.
That was my John Wayne Gacy from
I read that comment.
Brian
What's
Dennehy.
The Zapsic's vacation destination, and I didn't see the second line. And I'm like, I'm not giving that information out.
Yeah, And I'm not giving it out, especially after that.
Exactly.
No way.
And for exactly the same reason why you said so. But listen, before we jump.
But hold on, wait a minute. I wanted to say
that
that voice is Brian Dennehy as John Wayne Gacy, saying, "Don't you know clowns can get away with murder?" That's awesome. I love that.
All right.
Well, that's gonna haunt my nightmares tonight. That's that's what I needed.
Well,
you and me
that's
both.
okay because I'm breaking into your house, Christian.
Oh,
Christian, wake up and play with me.
That's gonna be great. 3 a.m. I hear that. That's a fucking horror movie. That's the teaser trailer for Landfill.
Oh my gosh.
Christian, wake up for Landfill. All right, I'm done.
So listen. I just want to say thank you to everybody. First of all, Happy New Year. Second of all, 2023 was a blast. But as much of a blast as 2023 was, 2024 is going to kick its ass. And one of the reasons is because it's the 30th anniversary of Clerks and the debut of Jay and Silent Bob. So, get ready. We were on the phone chatting earlier today. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming up and a lot of celebrating going on. It's been 30 years of building a community that's second to none in the fandoms. So, and we're going to have a hell of a good time. So anyway, buckle up, guys. And
we got some
be ready to have some fun.
We'll have some announcements a little bit later.
Yep.
Because you know how this world is. It's always ever changing, but we know that this is going to be a great celebratory year. Absolutely. It's going to be fun, especially under the announcement of a new Jay and Silent Bob movie, which I will be involved with in some capacity. I just can't say yet.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
Because that's going to be nuts. Y'all aren't prepared. I'm not prepared, to be completely honest, but hey, here we are.
That is so funny.
2023 was pretty good. Like, I got to do what I wanted. I got to create. I got to continue to make a living in this wonderful space. And now this year, I'm very much just going to double down on that and have fun with it. All right, we got to sign off. Y'all, it's been wonderful. I'm going to miss you, but have fun on your vacation. All right. Everybody take care. This has been another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. We will see you in about 2 weeks. Take care.
Later.
Hey kids, we're live at the Secret Stash with Mike, Julia, and Christian. It's a hella bash. Tune in and check out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat and we're gonna smash. Come on in and I can show you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bring another